All right, well, let's get cracking, shall we? So, as you know, we had, Cal's over here in Australia and he's really loving Australia, just to let you know. And we had the most extraordinary event in the sense of the Living Free Movement Festival. We had 1,000 people turn up and it was just extraordinary. So I'm going to go more into that, but I want to bounce off with this. And this is like what we did and what we all should be doing is creating a space. And that's exactly what happened over the weekend. We created a space, and the heart and the vision for the festival was to, bring those together that wanted to be a part of it. But also it was to, kind of bring an event that wasn't about fear mongering. And it was, a lot of platforms and a lot of freedom movements, they're all about the fear, but they're not bringing solutions. And, we're all about bringing solutions. This is what I love about the Living Free movement. I love this about Empower. And it's also what my heart was when I started the community on the Gold Coast just before COVID, that, people could come and feel safe and realize that there was lots of other people that thought the same way, were feeling the same way. And all of these groups, all these platforms like LFM and Empower is to inform, equip, activate, and give people a forward motion, a purpose in the midst of everything that's going on. So, the heart intent for the festival was to exactly do that. And it accomplished it. It accomplished it like, the atmosphere was incredible. The way everyone worked together, all the volunteers that did an extraordinary job. And I mean, it was a big effort. There was so much to do, but we had incredible people and we all did our part and it just came off beautifully. And when we create a space like that, it actually becomes a portal and it becomes a gateway, it becomes an opening, and then it becomes a platform, which is what I talked about a couple of weeks ago, becomes a trading floor. So the trading floor then is a place of an exchange. So we were exchanging not only in the natural, physically, there was lots of hugging and there was lots of, fun, and we danced and laughed and we sang, but there was soul connections as well as spiritual connections. So that was what was so beautiful about it. And it created this beautiful synergy over this property. Now, there's a couple of really extraordinary things happened over this weekend. Apart from the fact that we had, 1,000 people and people were at the gates trying to get in at the last minute. And we had people camping. We had people in caravans. We had people in camper vans. We had people in teepees that had been set up. So on this amazing property, we had, all these different groups, and the age, demographics was vast. We had young families, we had older people. It was diverse. The cultures were diverse, and there was such a unity and a synergy. It was just amazing, guys. The music that we had, the different musicians we had were just fantastic. They all brought something different. They were all different age groups. And these are, musicians that haven't sold their soul into the corporation. They've stayed true to, trying to do it the right way. And it was beautiful. The music was played in the right frequency as well. So that brings a beautiful shift into the atmosphere. So that was really cool. And one of the things that happened was that we had an original. We don't like to call them Aboriginals because ab means abnormal. So an original open up the festival, and he began to speak in his language. Now, when he began to speak in his language, I felt to look out over into the trees, into the bush and the nature around us. Well, when he started to speak in his language, all his ancestors started to rise up and stand in the trees, and they were there in their thousands. And I was just like, wow, look at that. And they stayed with us the whole weekend. And they were happy. They were delighted at what was going on. And that was really amazing. It was really incredible. And and I'm just like, oh, cool, they're here, you know, because I take it all, oh, okay, they're cool. So, and then we're back into doing what we need to do. But what happened from that was not only did all the ancestors respond, and not just the originals, but, you know, everyone's ancestors responded and came, but the earth responded. The ground was responding. The trees were responding. You know, the waterways were responding, and the weather was responding. So I'm going to touch into some of the things that happened with the weather, which was one of my jobs. And it was just really cool. So leading up to, I'll go there now, leading up to the festival, they had forecast rain. We had a big dump of rain just the week before. And I'm like, no, this is not acceptable. And going, okay, we need warm weather to come in because we need the grounds to dry up, because there's certain areas on the property that if we get even a little bit of rain, you can't use it. And we needed to use it. So we had all of a sudden this beautiful weather came through, and we were having like, we're all ready for winter. It's winter here, guys. It's August. So we've all got, you know, we've gone down there a couple of days earlier, and we've got winter coats and boots and jeans. And it was like 28 and 29 degrees. And I'm going, oh my gosh, I've got no summer clothes. I'm cooking, and I'm ringing all my friends that have yet to come going, bring summer clothes because it's really hot. And then it was, you know, we were working in all of this, and then people were like, oh, Dotti, it's too hot. Like, you know, can you fix this up? And I'm like, oh, okay. So then I asked for cloud cover to come. So then a cloud cover would come, and we would be in this perfect temperature. So I'm keeping an eye on the weather. And then at one stage, we got a few spits of rain over the weekend. And I'm like, no, that's not happening. And then we left the event that night, and we went into town, which is 15 minutes away. And the locals were saying, I'm going, has it rained here? Everything was wet. What had happened, we had a circle where there was no rain. It had rained 15 minutes away. It poured, but we didn't get anything. We got a few drops. And that was it. And that happened twice. We had also had, you know, Sunday was like 30 degrees, and we're like, this is too hot. And because we're all outside, obviously. And then I'm going, oh, we need cloud cover. And this beautiful cloud cover just came over and sat over the property so that we could do everything that we needed to do, because this was the pack-up day as well. So we could all work under cloud cover and not get burnt or cooked or, you know, too hot and all that sort of thing. So that was our weather miracles over that weekend. So, you know, part of going back to the earth responding, the property itself stepped up. Now, what I mean by that is it was fulfilling its purpose. The people that had owned that property, that this was their heart and vision, to have a festival like this. And everything responded to the space that we created, and the fact that it was fulfilling the desire and the purpose, the words spoken over that property, their heart's intent for that property was being fulfilled that day. And it's the beginning of much. So when there's this synergy that starts to happen, when everything starts to line up, when the visions start to line up and the people come and gather with that same heart intent, with that same purpose and desire, everything responds, is what I'm trying to say, guys. Everything lines up. And we're all about creating spaces. We're all about moving into that. So part of the other thing that happened over the festival was there was such a sense of peace. Now, there's 1,000 people, guys. A sense of peace. There was rest. There was unity. We had fun. There was connection. And it just, you could feel it. Like I'd walk on the property early in the morning and it was just tangible. Like it was like, wow, you know, it was just so beautiful. And it lifted you up. The minute you walked into it, it lifted you up. And that was a really beautiful thing too. So, you know, these were all the answers to our decrees and declarations that we had been making in that 12-week period of preparing for this event. So we can get caught up in all the doings of things, but we've got to partner that with the spiritual things so it all brings up. Like you guys know, you can put on, you know, all the beautiful food and the ambience and all that sort of thing, but if the atmosphere is not right, it doesn't work. That spiritual frequency, it's like, wow, I did all this work and what for? Right? So it's a marrying up of all the dimensions and coming together. And we've opened something over that property. We've opened something in people's hearts and then their spirits for moving forward. Now, the responses that we have been receiving have been overwhelming. They have just, people like 5 minutes after the place closed, like after we're cleaning up, it's like, when's the next one? Like people were chafing at the bit. When are we doing this again? And we're like, okay, next year. And I'm like, well, maybe we might be having to do this twice a year. Like it was just incredible. All the speakers that we had, there was such a connection and a synergy. You know, there was no ego, there was no agendas. It was just bringing what they brought, and it was really beautiful, and it just worked really lovely. Like no one was, you know, felt more important than the other. It was really, really lovely. So, you know, when we have, and the beauty about the peace, I really want to concentrate on the peace, is that it counteracts chaos. It counteracts fear. It counteracts all that negativity because people were sitting in peace. And, you know, we had so much on the schedule. People were like, oh my gosh, I can't get to everything. And, you know, it was like, oh, we don't even get, like, we didn't even have lunch breaks. It was like, if you want to go have your lunch, you go get your lunch. But this speaker's speaking here because we had 2 stages, and like people had to decide where they wanted to go, which was fantastic because it ended up being an offer. You choose where you want to be. So then when they chose who they wanted to listen to, then it becomes already an engagement, already a connection. So they're not just sitting in front of one stage going, okay, well, right, I've got to listen to this person, right? So, and we all know how that feels. It's like, oh yeah, I really connect with that one, but I don't really connect with that one. And that's okay, because you go with who you connect with. Not everyone's going to connect with me. You'll connect with Jenny. Not everyone's going to connect with Jenny, but you'll connect with me. It doesn't matter. It's finding who you connect with and who lifts you up, who edifies your spirit, who encourages you, who gives you what you need in this time of your life. There are people that will come and go out of your life because they have something to bring that you need, but that doesn't mean they're going to camp with you for the rest of your life. There are people that are lifers. There are people that are seasonal. So, these are the things, we get too, into control and go, well, they're my friends and they're here for me. No, that's not how this works. We need to stay fluid and flexible. We need to stay open to what the learnings are in this season, in the growth. Remember, it's all about you growing. It's all about the momentum of the Spirit. And the Spirit knows what you need when you need it. And He will always bring you what you need to hear when you're ready to hear it and when you're ready to receive it. But we're coming into a time, like we're really in a time of change where, guess what? Sometimes it feels like a little bit, it's happening no matter what, guys. So you need to go, okay, I'll run with that anyway. And we're all in that. So, the beauty of, the earth stepping into its, in the properties rising up into its purpose and what it was, the heart of the owners, what they want for their property, what we want for our lives. Like I said, we are portals, we are gateways, we are platforms, we are openings, and we need to move with that. So, excuse me. So part of the peace, because, scripturally it says there is no end to the government of peace. So peace is a governmental position. It's a weapon in the Spirit that will crush unrest and distress. Now, did we have some spot fires? Absolutely. I got a phone call, a message at 5 a.m. in the morning from my coffee vendor, who I had organised all the food vendors, or co-organised, and she messaged me at 5 a.m. and saying, I can't make the festival. And it's like, now, guys, this vendor was the first one I found because I knew that we all needed coffee. Right? I knew that it would be the number one staple diet for all of everyone that came to the festival in whatever shape and form. And so I was like, oh no, no. And then I'm like, oh, I felt bad because I felt like I'd let the team down. Let me tell you, that's where I went. I mean, the job that I had to do, I'm like, no. And then it was like, okay, Dot, we'll get through this. Someone else will come to the table. So I'm messaging, all my other co-helpers going, we need a coffee van and we need it now. And everybody's scanning for coffee vans. I must have made 10 phone calls looking for coffee vans. And we got one. We got one that responded straight away. I think about 9 a.m. that morning, and he travelled up from Newcastle. Now, Newcastle to Pillar Valley is probably 6 hours drive, and he came up to be a part of the festival, and he was the most popular food vendor on the place, and people were queuing for 3/4 an hour and going, oh, maybe we should have got two. But it worked really well, and they, all the food vendors did great. They were beautiful people. They worked hard, and they got smashed. And it was like I was checking up on everyone, and that they did really well, and they loved it. So that was how that worked out. So, it doesn't matter what life throws at you, there's always an answer. And whether we get it from the Spirit or where we put it out to other people. Like I put a call out to other people because I'm like, I don't know any other coffee vendors. And so I need to expand that and then, you know, we worked together, we worked as a team, and we certainly did. It was just incredible. So I want to really emphasize here, guys, you are a portal. You can create a space where peace fuels your sense of being, it fuels your sense of rest. And that's why, you know, we talk about love being the highest frequency, but to have love permeating through you, you always stay at peace. They go hand in hand together. You cannot, you know, stay in a place of chaos or fear or love if you don't have peace. Peace and love go hand in hand. That's why coming back to knowing who you are brings you peace. It keeps you rest. It keeps you in being and keeping you original to who you were designed to be. So it also removes clutter, and it removes indecision, and it removes chaos, and peace changes atmospheres. So yes, we had a few spot fires, but peace superseded that. You know, everyone kept their heads, no one freaked out, no one's like, rah, rah, rah. None of that happened. It was like, okay, we've got a situation here, and the right person came along and dealt with it in a calm and you know, beautiful manner. There was no one was rude, no one was anything like that. We just counteracted, and it just kept a beautiful synergy the whole weekend. It was a 3-day event. It was huge. I'm sure most of the people that went are still recovering, or they're on a high and they're like, "Rah, where do we go next?" So I want to bring this, you know, to, again, it's about you guys. It's about the power that you have, and you can create the atmosphere around you. You know, you can do it in a number of ways. Like sometimes you need to declutter your house, because that is an outward sign of decluttering what's going on inside of you. Because remember, your surroundings is a reflection of you. So, you know, that's where remembering that you are a portal, you are a gateway, and it is a trading floor. So if you keep that simply in mind, so when you connect with someone, what are you communing? What are you sharing with them, even without words? What is it that you're carrying? Like, I have a bit of a joke that it doesn't matter where I go, and this happened at the festival as well. It doesn't matter what shopping center, it doesn't matter what town I go into. It's everyone comes up to me and asks me where things are. Don't know if any of you had that. And I used to go, have I got a sign that says information desk? You know, like, it doesn't matter where I go. It happens to me all the time. I can be sitting having coffee in a coffee shop, and someone will come up and ask me where something is. And the weirdest thing is, but it's not, is that I always know where it is. It's like, do you know where the toilets are? And I'm like, I've never even been here before. But I'm like, oh, yeah, it's actually go to the left and go to the right and you'll see the sign. I don't know how I know that. Right? So remember, one of our lessons that we've been learning here is tapping into spiritual intelligence. Right? Opening yourself up. Just because your head doesn't know the answers, your spirit does. So when you let your spirit rise up, be in that right alignment, you will know things. You will know things without even knowing that you know things. Or things will come out of your mouth that you went, oh, I didn't know I knew that. That's something for you to learn from too. Sometimes I go, I need to re-listen to that, because stuff that was coming out of my mouth that I've never even heard myself say before. So be aware, be in tune with who you are and what you carry and what you present. So at the festival, I was one of the last little workshops, and it was in the second tent. And the reason that Dave did that was he said, I want people to have the choice to come and be part of what you do. And that was, I did a generational spiritual clearing, but I did it en masse. I ended up with over 200 people standing under a tent that was too small and standing around it. And the presence of the spirit was palpable. You could taste it. You could feel it. You could, people came up to me afterwards. You know, it was so tangible. And I have to say, I was a little bit on fire in the sense of I'm passionate. I'm passionate about what I believe and what I stand for. And I was passionate at the festival. I can't help it. You know, I was sitting at a panel, just having a discussion. Well, sorry, I had to bring the passion and just let it rip. And, you know, I spent the night going, oh, gee, did I overstep the mark? And I'm going, no, that's who I am. And I have to stay true to that. If anyone had a problem with that, that was their problem, not mine, right? I don't look to offend people, not by any means. That's the last thing I want to do. But if people get offended, remember we talked about that 2 weeks ago. There are people that just get offended because they just like being offended. That's how they live. And we had a couple of those that put in a complaint and that they had a spirit of offense. Doesn't matter what we did, it would not have been good enough for them because that's where they live. And that's not our problem, that's their problem. So this is all part of the discerning and learning and growing in who you are, what you carry. Please, people, I can't stress this enough. You are powerful. You have something amazing to bring. You are amazing. We're just moving the stuff that's stopping you. That's why we do the generational clearings. That's why I'm actually going to present a new session on my webpage where it's called a souloscopy. Ooh, that's a different word. We're going, you know, and it's a deep dive. It's a deep dive in seeing the health and well-being of your soul. Now, your soul is your mind, will, and emotions. So if you've got some negative thoughts that are continuing there, we're going to clean that up. We're going to break that. We're going to move that because part of how you think is what keeps you pressed down. It keeps you limited. It keeps you in a box. And, you know, we broke boxes on the weekend at the festival. We went smash them. It's like, rip them off, guys. Break it. Let's break out of the box that the programming has given us, that this world has tried to put us in. And, you know, let's break it open. Let's get free. Let's get fully who we were designed to be. And that's like we're learning to live by design and step out of the default. The default of thinking, the default of, you know, words spoken over you, what your parents thought of you, all that sort of stuff. We got to break that off, guys, because whether you know it or not, it'll still sit there like this, holding you down. So that's kind of, that's what happened on the weekend. So guys, create a space that's safe for other people to step into. That means there's no gossip, there's no backbiting, there's no slandering, there's no connecting with negativity. If they've got something to say about someone else, well, you tell them to go and speak to them. And if they don't know how to approach it, first of all, check yourself, make sure you're not the one with the real problem, and then go and address it with them. Sometimes it can just be one little line that can shift the whole relationship for the better. Sometimes it's just saying, you know what? I really appreciate you. I really love you. I acknowledge, you know, your help. I've got a couple of incredible ladies that help me, you know, with putting on events when I do on the Gold Coast. And, you know, they you know, I call them my trusty right hand because whatever needs doing, they'll do it for me. And I know the job gets done in excellence and with good heart and good character. And, you know, I can't do this without them, because otherwise I'll be doing everything. And I already do a lot. So, you know, they are always there when I need them. And they are beautiful people. They are dedicated to what is going on. And this is, again, I want to reiterate, the platforms like the Living Free movement, the Empower movement, what the hearts are, what Carl's heart is, what Jenny's heart is in the team, what Dave's heart is, and us as a team. It's all about bringing solutions, bringing change. We are the change, and we're bringing the change. And the festival was proof of that. The festival was proof of the 1,000 and lots, so many people wish that they had come. So next year it's going to be twice that. But it was, their hearts were ready. They were open to move into being part of the solution and bringing the change. And now that's the portal that we've opened from this festival. That's what we've opened in the heavens. And then the Spirit's going to come along and move with that momentum. We were being obedient. Dave was told, put on a festival. As soon as I heard that, I went, I'm in, Dave. Whatever you need, I'll do and be. And so did the others. And so my daughter as well, you know, yep, I'm in, Mum. So this is where we catch hold. The vision is spoken. Then we have the pioneers, and then we have the settlers that come in and keep it, you know, keep it steady, keep it flowing. And, you know, Dave's a real visionary. I'm a real visionary. I love sitting down and talking with Dave because we talk and think really big. Like, I'm not afraid of big things. And you know, when I was growing up, every time someone said something, it's got to be big. It's got to be big. Now, what's wrong with you? I don't know. It's just got to be big. If we're going to do this, let's do it big. And yeah, and that's exactly what's happening. We're going big, guys, and we need all of you, because you've all got something to, a part to play in it. You've got something to bring. So I'm actually going to I'm going to leave that there for a minute. Has anyone got any questions that they would like to ask about the festival? No? All good.
Yeah.
Oh, Lisa?
Yes.
Yep.
You called a word like soloscopy or whatever. Could you pronounce that for me, please?
Soloscopy.
Oh, soloscopy. Oh, yeah. Your soul, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that was a very nice sentence. I write it down because I want to remember afterwards, but I could not remember what it was. Thank you.
No worries, Lisa.
I don't have a question, Dotti. I just wanted to say thanks for sharing all that. That was amazing. I just want to say thank you.
Oh, thank you, Jerry.
Very
Appreciate
much.
it. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Awesome. So in the midst of some of our chats, we might be coming over your way someday soon. That'll be fun. Oh my gosh. That'll be very fun. Can everyone show anyone here go to the festival apart from me? No? All good. That's all right. I know Deborah did. That's all good, because I had a few people come up to me that have been on the Friday morning Zooms, which was lovely to meet them. But yeah, it was a great time. It really was. And yeah, looking forward to doing more of that. Looking forward to tomorrow with Cal and Sky. We're doing a big workshop here on the Gold Coast. That's going to be a full house. So yeah, exciting days ahead, guys, for all of us, because we're all part of it.
Renee looks like she has her hand up. Are you ready, Renee?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Nice. I just wanted to say, over here in Phoenix, Arizona, when I signed up, you know, a few months back and everything, and it resonates with me because I've been all, we got the cameras down, the Redflex cameras down here in Phoenix by making signatures off the freeways. So this was back like in the early, well, 07-ish to 011 or 2011. And there's a huge community here that is all about freedom, and a lot of us are even believers, in the true, the word and in the Lord. So anyway, so when I read the little festival that you guys are having, I was like so excited. I wanted to come so bad because I know you guys, I knew it would be really a lot of fun. We've been doing a festival here, but it was on public land, and the lady that started the festival, and it's called Jackalope Festival, and it's the same type of theme, and a lot of folks that wanted to be free and whatnot came, but then she made it into this like big rave. So nobody now goes to it because we don't want to do that. So we needed another festival. So I'm inviting everybody to the next one that isn't really planned yet, but I think it's going to be way bigger than the last one. Because it's like so exciting to be around other people like us that know what's going on, and it's just like it's powerful. You guys felt that power? That's all I had to say.
Yeah, absolutely. The beauty is having the festival on private property changes the whole dynamics of it. And I mean, we stayed in the private, so it was all set up really, really well. And we had our peacekeepers at the gates. So yeah, we had it really, really well set up, and every aspect was covered. So, and it was, and the little town that we went to, they were so appreciative because we were bringing funds into their community, and they were only a very small community. Fortunately, they had a really good tavern and a really good coffee shop. And they were really appreciative of us influxing their caravan park and their community and their shops. And these little towns are really suffering here in Australia, as they would be around the world. So it was a really great place to do it. And the people that owned it, beautiful people, absolutely legends. And leading up to the actual weekend, like there were things that we said, look, we really need the stage to be changed, because they had a little stage and they built a bigger stage for us. The property looked immaculate. Everything was, done and prepared, and they had worked really hard to do that. And it was just astounding. As soon as you walked on the property, you were getting whacked. Or could felt the presence. It was just really great. So yeah, it was good. It was a great time. It really was, guys. And you know what? This is just the beginning. One of my closing statements with Dave was, guys, this is just the beginning, because there is a momentum. And this is what I see spiritually. I saw before everything happened, with COVID and stuff, I spent 12 months where I just sat in the spirit, and I was getting the downloads of what was coming, what it would look like, and what was going to be birthed out of it. And we're coming up to the third wave. There's 3 waves, and this is the third wave that we're just about to enter into. There's a lot of things, planetary wise, all that sort of spiritually wise things that have opened. There's a Lion's Gate that's opened up. And isn't that funny? If you go into your star signs, well, I'm a Leo. So there's a roar coming from the people. There is this roar of enough is enough, and we have the power. And, where we go one, we go all. So, that is the call now. It's no longer religion or, Christianity or Buddhism or New Age or, Hinduism, all that. That is all falling to the wayside, because all that does is bring division. And that's what it's designed to do. and and particularly religion, the underlying spirit under all those things have stopped us from stepping into who we really are. We are more spirit than we are flesh, and we can expand our spirit. As I've taught you guys, you know, we can make ourselves bigger. And you know, over the festival, there were times where I was, you know, looking after the guest speakers, you know, being on stage, but also expanding over the top of over the property. And there were a couple of times I had to go into a little bit of a, okay, yeah, that's not happening, because I could see what was trying to come. So, you know, but I'm doing that while I'm talking to somebody. It's like that, being that multi-dimensional, being where we can, yes, I see that, but I can still do this. Sometimes you have to go, hang on a minute, I need 10 minutes to go and do this, because it needs that much more intensity. But when you grow in knowing who you are, you can do that without anybody knowing. So they're the things that we can do in the spirit. We are multidimensional, you know, and it's like sometimes people go, oh, you can only do one thing at a time. No, we can't. And they say, oh, men can only do one thing at a time. No, that's just another lie. We are multi-dimensional, multi-purpose, multifunctional being. Yes, being. I see that, Lisa. And you know, it's what they've been taught. Some guys can multitask better than some women, and yet we kind of make this quote or this statement, and we throw to just, you know, throw a blanket over everyone. And because I remember actually quite a few years ago, you know, around the church scene, we used to get these people come in, it's going, oh, it's going to be the youth are going to bring the generation. And I sit there going, no, it's not. I'm going, it takes all of us. It used to tick me off because it was an untruth. Because it's not just the youth. The youth can't do it without us, and we can't do it without them. That's what was so exciting about the festival and the ages, that like the multi-generational, you know. And I had young guys coming up to me and going, oh my gosh, Dotti, you rock, you know. And I'm like, oh, okay, and wanting to hug me, and they were encouraging me. So, you know, and I'm like, they were young enough to be one of my own kids, but they weren't afraid to come and approach me with that you know, attitude and that response, you know. And I got in there and I helped carry heavy things, or, you know, saw that the young people, the young men that were working, that they needed some water or whatever. It was just like, let's get rid of this age stuff. Honestly, guys, there is no age limit, young or old, and there is no use by date. So if you are listening to the programming that, oh, well, when you get older, you get dementia. When you get older, you're going to get this. Just kick it out the door and go, no, it's not. My brain is sharper now than it was when I was in my 20s. You can pull on that in the spirit. Reject the lies, reject the rubbish, and go, nah, because people go, girls, oh, when you get to this age, you're going to go through menopause. I went, no, I'm not. And I never did. Because it's all about bringing you under. You need the pharmaceutical companies. You need this, you need that. You need this tablet, you need that, blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, I'm not having that. I'm not having that. I'm not having that. I go, no, thank you. Remember, everything's an offer. Now, I think I saw a hand up, Jenny. Is that right, or is it gone? No, all good. All right. Any other questions, guys?
Heidi, go ahead. Dottie, I love listening to you. You're so inspiring.
Oh, thank
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can, darling.
I have been on 2 other calls with you, and I just really love your energy. And it's also helped me, things that you said about religion and dogma, and you got to do it this way, you got to do it that way. If you don't, if you don't get on down on your hands and knees, God isn't going to hear you. All the things that I was taught as a kid. And the God that I grew up knowing was, he was only going to love me if I did it right.
Yep.
And I really had to unlearn that.
Yep.
And I also wanted to add that I submitted a prayer for today, and I made a mistake on his name. His name is Colt. It's not Colton. And I don't know if you have the prayer with you, but I just want to share with you that I made a mistake on his name.
That's okay.
It's Colt, like a horse, right?
Yep. Got it. I saw it. It's
right.
all good. It's
Thank
all
you.
good.
And it's great to be here with all of you as well. And thank you again, Dotti.
Yeah, lovely to have you, darling. Thank you for the
Thank you.
encouragement. Truly appreciate it. It's awesome. It's really good. Very good. So lots of hearts going up. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate that. And let's take this time now to let's all just breathe. There's such a presence here. I hope you guys are feeling it, because I'm feeling it. And let's just breathe into that. And let's, sometimes we feel the presence, but we move away too quickly. And it's, what I love? Like, I don't do anything I have to do. Everything I do is because I want to do it. And when you come from that platform, when you come from that heart, life is always a joy. And when you come from that, and knowing that it's not what I do that makes God love me. It's not what I say. It's not, how much money I put in the so-called offering and all that yada, 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 religious BS. It's about being. And this is something that I've grabbed onto very young, is that God loves us so much because we are his creation. His heart is always for us, and it's always to make, to bring us into a better place, into a deeper relationship with him. That's his heart always. And it's not about, what planet you come from or what star sign you are or what numerology's got to say about you. It's about the heart of God towards you. And it's this is a saying, it's always about the heart of the matter and the matter of the heart. You always look at the heart of God towards you, and it shifts a lot of stuff. It shifts a lot of confusion. It shifts a lot of chaos, because when I press into the heart of God and I know who he is for me and towards me, there's nothing that can come at you that will, get you out of kilter. Does stuff still come? Absolutely. I got one this morning, and I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be right, just before the Zoom. But I'm going, you know what? I'm not even going to engage it. That's their opinion. They don't even know me, and they're making it up. There's no truth to it whatsoever. So when there's no truth to it, it has no sting. It has no place to land. And do I go, okay, how do you want me to address this, God? Do you want me to address it? Like, is there a need to? Well, a lot of stuff that's come at me, I've just gone, nah, not entering into it, and it falls away. They just disappear. They'll go find someone else to try and harass, because I'm not engaging with it. I'm not giving them a platform. I'm not going to trade with them. The only person I want to trade with is with God. I only want to trade in the spirit. And then I want to trade with people that are like-minded and like-hearted. So when you start to find people that have the same heart, you start to find your tribe. When you find your tribe, you start to find your purpose in a deeper way. You've all got purpose. Mate, I just go to the shopping centre and I've got a purpose. Oh, where are the toilets? Do you know where such and such a shop is? Yes. It's funny. At one stage, it used to tick me off. And I'm going, hang on a minute, wrong attitude, Dotti. And you need to ask, why do they come and ask you? Because they feel safe. People will start being drawn to you when they feel safe. And that comes with your peace, and it comes with being at rest, because there's no striving, there's no agenda, there's no ego. Do any of us want to engage with people that have ego? Do you know when people open their mouth and it's all about I, and ego, you go, oh, I'm out of here, see you later. You know why? Because the only person that has worth there is themselves. It's about, spending time with people. And I wanted to spend more time with people at the festival. Even after I did my workshop, I wanted to spend time, but it was like, oh no, you need it on the other stage, and I had to bolt off. And I'm like, no, I should have stayed where I was and don't worry about the other stage. Because I wanted to engage with a lot more people there, because people were crying. People were getting set free. People were coming up and going, oh my gosh, I've never felt such a clearing, like something really shifted. And you know what, guys? All I was
felt it over here.
Oh, did you?
I felt it here. I don't know about any of you guys that were, not at the festival, but looking, and I felt the energy here in Arizona. I knew it was very special.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. And yeah, there is no, there's no limitation to distance. That's why, Jenny says, oh, I need prayer for this. She can feel it. I can feel her. I can feel where her heart's at. And sometimes, the faces that I see here, this is why I say, oh, can I see your face? Because sometimes during my day, your face will pop in and I go, okay, I'll just release encouragement to that person. It takes a second. I don't need to know your business, because God knows your business. It just takes a second. I go, okay, what do you want me to do with that? Oh, I'll just send encouragement right now. Oh, I can feel their despair in their heart. Okay, let's release peace into that. They need a breakthrough. Okay, God, help bring someone that will help them have a breakthrough, or open the doors what they need. It's like a quick thought. All these beautiful thoughts that are going through you, that you're thinking about, that you're feeling. Sometimes your body will feel it. And that's another level of, okay, what am I feeling? Oh, I'm feeling a pain in my back. Well, hang on a minute. I don't. Right? It's the same as, guys, when you go and stay in like motel rooms, if any of you are aware, you're kind of picking up all this stuff and you're like, well, I don't think like that. Where's that coming from? Because of the people that have been in that room, they've been in that bed, they're leaving a footprint. And that was one of the things that I saw in the spirit, and I didn't touch on this actually. I wanted to, even at the festival, is that, where our feet tread, there is a sound and a frequency from where we walk that resonates into the earth. The same as, like I said, the earth responded. The ground was responding to all of us being there in that frequency of love and connection, and the creation was responding to it. Although the elders came out responding, and they stayed. And at one stage, Dave came up to me and goes, "Are they happy, Dotti?" I said, "They're really happy, Dave. They've stayed all weekend. They didn't come and just look and went, 'Oh, yeah, rightio, let's go.' They stayed, and they stayed in the thousands. So it's not just the thousands that we saw in the natural, it was the thousands and thousands and thousands that were there in the spiritual. We had angels in the thousands around the property. That's why, guys, you're never alone. If you hear that voice that says you're alone, it's a lie. You're never alone. And I'm not dismissing that there are times when you go, I actually feel lonely. But then I go, well, get out of that one. Like, wake up. You're not lonely. Man, I've got myriads of angels with me that love to converse, that are ready to do work. I've got God, I've got the Spirit, and they're always there. In fact, sometimes I've got to go, can I just have half an hour or a day to myself so I can just stay in and commune with them? Like it's been a big couple of months, but also a big couple of weeks. And there are times I go, I just got to go and have 10 minutes, right? Because I can't live without being so connected. I can't survive without that connection, that strong connection in the spirit, and feel it being filled up, to overflowing. I don't want to run from an empty cup. I want to run from an overflowing cup. I want my wells to go deep. For all that to happen is I've got to position myself to experience that or receive that. Yeah. And it's for all of us. So everyone take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you that you are with us always. You never leave us. We are never forsaken. We are never forgotten. That we are so important in your eyes. That your heart vibrates. Absolute love over us and towards us. And your heart is that you have the best for us. And that we're moving closer, being more intimate, more engaged with you, more aware of you. Guys, it's 24/7. It's 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year for the rest of your life and then beyond. Because we're just getting ready for the next stage. Eternity is already here. Your immortality is already here. When we live alive and aware and awake of our spirit and of the Creator, God, and all that He is for us, all that He wants to be. So I just got a picture in the spirit. And it's like the invitation for all of you is, it's almost like stepping into a candy shop. And God's going, you have whatever you want. Step into this. There's so much here for you. There's so much in the spirit that's available to you. And often what happens is people will go, and this is something I'm a bit challenged on because I'm interested in all of it. I want all of it. So I've learned lots of different things, but now God's saying, I want you to go deeper in some of the subjects that I've already taught you. And I'm like, okay, I'm in. There's a next layer. And, this is what's so exciting about God, because there's always more. There's always more to learn. There's always more to experience. And if people throw the Bible at you, you go, well, that's not in the Bible has the most extraordinary examples of things that happen in the spirit that no one even talks about. There's so much more. And I want it all. And he wants us to have it all. That's God's heart for us. So I just encourage you again, let's just take that breath and just breathe that in, breathe that truth in, let it permeate every part of your body from the tip of your head to the tip of your toes. Let the cell in your body, every cell vibrate and vibrate with the frequency of the love and the peace and the presence of God. Because he loves you so, so very, very much, just as you are. He sees the potential. He sees your purpose and he's calling it. I feel he's calling some of you right now to come deeper, to come closer. Drop the walls. You can't hide from God. That's what I love about it. It's like being raw and opened. And the key is to be surrendered. Because when you're surrendered, you're not moving in your own strength. You're not moving in your own will and control of your life. You're surrendered to him. Actually, there's a little song. I'm going to sing it. I don't think I've sung it for you guys. But this is, when I'm spending time with God and I'm thinking about all the things that are happening, or, my kids, they need the things that they're going through. And then this is the song. I hope I can sing it all right for you. It goes. There's a song in the wind that's calling again. Surrender. 'Cause the music is mine as I follow in time, running deep in the song of my soul, to be totally sure and totally yours. I'm totally surrendered, surrendered. That is a song that I often sing to myself when the Spirit leads me, when I have to hand over the things that I have concerns about. I have children that are going through things. I have things that come at me. And God just takes me into that place and he goes, will you surrender? Because when you surrender, you trust. And I trust him 200% with my life. I always have and I always will. So I'll leave you on that note, guys. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for taking the time to hear what I have to say. I love you all, and we'll see you next week. Blessings.
Thanks, Dottie.
Thank
That
you,
was awesome.
Dottie.
Thank you.
It was. Thank you.
Dottie. Very
Beautiful.
lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Dottie.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.